Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Nearly 2 million, yes, almost 2 million individuals in the United States of America are likely to lose their unemployment benefits due to early termination of federal unemployment benefits in 16 states. Welcome to this episode of Ignition Time, everyone. This channel is about the country, the economy, as well as our money. Sometimes it's hard for me to deliver the news, but my goal is to tell you the truth because I have enough faith in you and I know you can plan ahead, and I'll always tell you the truth wherever the truth might lead us. Let's just jump right into this episode of Ignition Time. Let's start with this headline on your screen from CNN. Nearly 2 million Americans will lose pandemic unemployment benefits early as many Republican states are starting to end the federal unemployment benefits, including the $300 a week federal unemployment booster. I'll read from the article. Nearly 2 million jobless Americans are set to lose their pandemic unemployment benefits early, with Georgia, Arizona, and Ohio becoming the latest Republican-led states to announce that they would stop providing the $300 a week booster and other programs like the PUA program. They will end these programs earlier than intended by the federal government. And right now we have 16 states. Yes, you heard that right. We have 16 states that said that they would terminate the $300 a week benefit, as well as the federal expansion of jobless benefits to self-employed individuals and to individuals who previously did not qualify for unemployment benefits, specifically the PUA program. And basically what governors are saying is that there is a workforce shortage, and they said the economy is improving, so people need to get back to work. That is a rationale from the Republican governors and Republican officials in these states. Now, as you can imagine, some people are not at all happy with this. Here's a quote from Andrew Stetner, who's a senior fellow at the Century Foundation, who calculated how many people would be affected, nearly 2 million people. Here's a quote from Andrew Stetner. These changes have the potential to drastically scale back assistance to jobless workers far too early in the recovery. Nationally, there are still 16.8 million workers on one of the unemployment programs, and the nation is still short 8 million plus jobs from the start of the pandemic. So what Stetner is saying is, hey, it's not like people can just snap their fingers and go back to their jobs. Jobs have disappeared. There are 8 million fewer jobs than there were prior to the pandemic. So it doesn't mean that when the unemployment benefits are stopped, people are just going to go back and find work. A lot of individuals, their employers have gone out of business. For a lot of individuals, their employers have terminated their positions by downsizing. So this creates a unique predicament where the most vulnerable amongst us are dependent on this extension of unemployment benefits, are dependent on the PUA program, are dependent on the $300 a week booster. Now, I want to be clear, individuals who are receiving regular state unemployment benefits, which typically last up to 26 weeks in most states, would still continue receiving those benefits because that's not a federal program. Those are state benefits. Now, those benefits will continue, but the $300 a week federal booster on top of the state benefits will stop in these states. Now, it has been estimated, this is important, if all Republican governors were to pull out, approximately 4.8 million workers would be affected and $29 billion in payments would be lost. Here's another important comment from Andrew Stetner from the Century Foundation, who we mentioned earlier. He's saying the same businesses that are complaining about not being able to find an extra dishwasher, someone to wash their dishes, they are taking swipe and after swipe from unemployed people on their debit cards to buy food. In other words, what he's saying is the unemployed people are keeping you in business because they have money to spend, and here you are complaining that you don't have people to hire. And Stetner said it's just really short-sighted. Let me know in the comment section below whether you agree or disagree with Andrew Stetner's point of view. In the meantime, let's take a closer look at what Arizona is doing. Arizona is doing something interesting. Arizona is offering a return to work bonus and childcare assistance. In Arizona, unemployed individuals will stop receiving these federal benefits on the 10th of July, according to Governor Doug Ducey. And he said the state will instead set aside $300 million in federal funds to offer one-time $2,000 bonuses to eligible people who take a full-time job and $1,000 to those who return part-time. Very interesting, after they complete at least 10 weeks of work. So basically the state is saying, hey, we've received some money from the federal government. we are going to take that money and then we're going to encourage people by incentivizing them to get back to work. Now, keep in mind, this is not money that was intended for the federal unemployment benefits. This is the other pot of money that was given to states as a result of what many Republicans call the blue state bailout. And I think this is a very interesting use of the money, this essentially bucket of money that was provided to states by the federal government. Now, those earning $52,000 or less can qualify, and they must begin working by Labor Day, which is the 6th of September. In addition, Arizona will provide 3 months of childcare assistance for unemployed workers who return to work and who are eligible for the bonus. Now, the state will also provide $7.5 million for community college scholarships for unemployed workers who qualify for the bonuses, and $6 million for GED test preparation and exam fees for eligible residents. In other words, the state is going to use money to help its residents get back on their feet, which again is a very interesting use of the money. And this is where there's a clear divide between red states and blue states, between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats argue that millions of people remain out of work and cannot return easily because their children are still learning remotely, or because they're still concerned about their personal safety. You've heard me talk about this on our channel before. There are two factors here. Number one, the availability of your job. Number two, your own personal safety. But there are other factors as well. What if you have childcare responsibilities? What if you have some other responsibilities that prevent you from going back to work full time? More than 4.2 million people said they are not working because they are concerned about getting or spreading the pandemic, according to census survey data from the second half of April. And nearly 2.5 million individuals said that they had symptoms or were caring for someone who had symptoms. And almost 7 million people said that they were caring for children who were not in school or daycare at the moment. So folks, we really have a situation where parents, specifically caretakers, have had their lifestyles completely changed, have had their lives turned upside down, and have had to either stop looking for work or drop out of the workforce entirely. The labor force participation rate has reduced. On top of that, many jobs have been permanently eliminated, which again, by the way, 8 million jobs have been eliminated, which again is the reason that this recovery is a very uneven and complex recovery. In fact, I would say that individuals who are still out of work, individuals in the travel, leisure, entertainment and hospitality industry, need the most amount of help, need the most amount of retraining, need the most amount of assistance so that they can get back on their feet. Now, the states believe that unemployment benefits are not the solution. Providing some kind of return to work bonus and some element of money for retraining, which is what Arizona is doing with the money for community colleges, that will help individuals get back on their feet. Let me know in the comment section below whether you agree or disagree with this thesis. And this story is now making its way throughout many news outlets. Here's another headline on your screen from CNBC. Almost 2 million Americans will lose supplemental unemployment benefits in 16 states. Now, the latest information we have is that 16 Republican-led states have opted out of federal unemployment benefits. Again, this decision will impact almost 2 million people. Well over 4 million people will be impacted if all Republican officials, all Republican governors in Republican states withdraw from the federal unemployment benefits. Let me highlight some of these states: Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming. So these are the states. Once again, the states are Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming. So there you have it, everyone. That's the latest news. The 16 states that are doing away with the federal unemployment benefits. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications if you learn something new from this video. A lot of effort goes into the production of these videos. I will keep you updated about what's going on. And there could be a silver lining. The Labor Department, the US Labor Department, has indicated that it may have the legal authority to continue the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, the PUA program. I'll cover that in more detail in another video. Definitely subscribe to our channel and enable notifications so you get instant alerts when I release that video. Thank you so much for watching. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I want you to know I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.